Welcome back to my dear young friends, Thermal Engineering Lab. Now we will discuss Moore's test on 4-cylinder water-cooled petrol engine. The engine is Gen Engines Limited. Okay. So now before going to the experiment, now we will see that what is that Moore's test. So we are having 4-cylinder. How we are going to do it? Then we will discuss what are the readings we have to take on that engine. I will show it. Okay. Now, what is that Morse test? Morse test is to find out frictional horsepower. Frictional horsepower. So the Morse test is generally we are going to adapting to find out indicated power of each cylinder of high speed IC engines. So without we are not going to using that indicator diagram. We are not going to using indicator diagram. So generally the test is carried the following steps. First we have to consider a 4-cylinder engine and brake power of the engine when all cylinders are open, means the engine is running with that all cylinder 4-cylinder, and we are going to measuring accurately as the constant speed and load. Suppose we are going to putting constant speed 1500 rpm and the load you can say that 10 kg or 15 kg or 20 kg. So then we are going to finding out all this experiment, means we are going to finding values. So now we are going to considering that one of the cylinder. So we are having 4-cylinder. So one of the cylinder we will cut off and 3 cylinders is running on that one. So again second cylinder we are going to cut off, remaining 1, 3, 4 cylinders are working. Earlier what happened? First cylinder are we are cut off. That engine is first cylinder is not going to producing any power. So then which cylinders it is working on that? Second, third, fourth. Next, another third step is another third cylinder we are going to cut off, and then first, second, 4 cylinders are running, and next 4th cylinder we are going to cut off, and 1, 2, 3 is running. So generally the speed of the engine decreases whenever you are going to cut off. The speed of the engine is going to be decreases, and then we are going to measuring each cylinder brake power. So condition of which gives that power remaining all the 3 cylinders. So now we can consider it. So each cylinder cut off by one brake power remaining 3 cylinders we are going to determining by the considering the following formula. So what is that? So let us we are going to indicated power we are going to indicating I1, I2, I3 and I4. So indicated power of each individual cylinder. So next another one F1, F2, F3, F4. Frictional horsepower for each individual cylinder. So we can take that, we know that total brake power of the engine. Total brake power of the engine, all the cylinders, means we are going to denote it by capital B. That is total indicated power minus total frictional power. So what is that total indicated power? I1, I2, I3 and I4 minus F1, F2, F3, F4. Okay, that is the thing. So now when the cylinder number 1 is cut off, then what is that indicated power? So I1 is 0. I1 is 0, no. So in that we are not producing any power over there. So I1 is 0, means indicated power for first cylinder 0. So then what is going to be happening? But frictional losses will be there. The engine is running, no. Frictional losses will be there. The piston is moving inside of the engine cylinder, so that frictional losses will be there. So that frictional losses will be the same. That frictional losses will be the same. So now what is that? Then brake power for the remaining the cylinder we can denoted by B1. B1 is equal to 0 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4 minus F1 plus F2, F3 plus F4. So now we are going to subtracting from capital B minus B1. So that is called as indicated power in that first cylinder. So what is the B? What is the B? Total brake power of the engine. Total brake power of the engine. This B1 is that remaining brake power of the remaining three cylinders. Remaining brake power of these cylinders. So now we are going to getting I1. So similarly, we can indicated power of the first cylinder. We can calculate I1 is equal to what B1 minus B2. So I2 is equal to second cylinder B minus B2. I3 is equal to similarly B minus B3. Okay. Next, another indicated power of the fourth cylinder I4 is equal to B minus B4. So total indicated power, what is that? I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4. So with this most test, what we learned is that one. So we are going to finding out frictional, not only frictional horsepower, we are going to finding out indicated power by using brake power and cut off by keeping one cylinder is cut off and again second cylinder is cut off, means first cylinder is on, then only we are going to doing. So like that 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is that firing order for this 4-stroke petrol engine? So 1, 3, 4, 2. 1, 3, 4, 2, that is that firing order. So now we will see that one example I am telling, I am going to discussing with you. The 4-stroke of the petrol engine, 80 mm generally, bore and 100 mm stroke is tested full throttle constant speed. Fuel supply is fixed 0.068 kg per minute and plugs of the 4 cylinders are successively short circuited. Okay, without change of speed, brake torque being considered is being adjusted. The brake power measurement is as following taken by the readings from that engine. With all cylinder 12.5 kilowatt it is going to be producing the power. So what is that with the first cylinder cutoff? What is that? 9 kilowatt. With the second cylinder cutoff 9.15 kilowatt. With the cylinder number 3 9.2 kilowatt. With the cylinder number 4 cutoff is 9.1 kilowatt. Okay, with this we are going to seeing that what means I1, I2, I3, I4 we are going to finding out. Means we know that what is the formula for I1. So what he is asking is determine the indicated power with using that all measurements. Also determine the indicated thermal efficiency, calorific value, compare that efficiency, air standard efficiency. So that is it. Here our interest is to find out frictional horsepower and indicated power. So we are going to using, we can find out all these things. Okay. So here we know that what is that indicated power. Indicated power means total brake power minus remaining 3 cylinders brake power. I2 is equal to indicate total brake power minus brake power of remaining cylinders B2. I3 is equal to B minus B3. I4 is equal to B minus B4. Then what is that IP? Total IP I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4. So earlier we learned that what is that frictional horsepower. So F1, F2, F3. So F1, F2, F3 we are going to finding out with the help of this frictional horsepower. Frictional horsepower. So that the frictional horsepower we are going to finding out with the help of this one. we can means we taken as one example and we discuss. Now we can practically what are the uh, formula we are going to using in this. BP is equal to 2 pi nt by 60 into 1000 we know. What is the torque we know. So spring balance reading we know. So what is the total fuel consumption we are going to finding out. Q by F into P into 3600 divided by 1000. So SFC we are going to finding out. So heat input TFC minus into CV divided by 3600 kilowatts. We are going to taking calorific value 43,000 kilojoule per kg. So IP we are going to finding out IP1 plus IP2 plus IP3 plus IP4. So IP1 how we are going to getting total brake power minus remaining 3 cylinders brake power cut off first cylinder. We know that. So brake thermal efficiency we are going to finding out BP by heat input. Next indicated thermal efficiency we are going to finding out IP by heat input. Mechanical efficiency we know that formula BP by IP. FP we know that FP formula IP minus BP is equal to FP. So this is that procedure to find out this uh, frictional horsepower of the engine. Now we will see that what is that engine setup. I will show it. Engine setup I will show it. So this is that engine setup. So please observe it. So this is a petrol engine. Okay. This is through battery ignition is there. Here is their hydrodynamometer is there. We are going to controlling. Here is that spring balance is there. You can observe. We can put it load on this. Okay. This is that starting motor. This is the starting motor. See that this is the generator. So here how that engine is coupled. You please observe. Next we can going to taking reading here temperature readings we will take here. Okay, and then T1 is that water inlet temperature, T2 is water outlet temperature, T3 is gas exhaust gas temperature. So by hearing we are going to by put operating this knob we can read it all the things. Okay, and then here we are going to finding out with this RPM when the engine is running. Okay, here is manometer reading H1 and H2 we will take. Okay, this is that airbox. By airbox method we are already heat balance sheet we calculated how we are going to calculating mass flow rate of air. And then you please see that this is that entire engine setup. Okay, how we are going to finding out this is a 4-cylinder. Here is one spark plug, here is one spark plug, here is another, here is one. So that's why. This is that distributor. Okay, distributor coil. Here, this is that fuel lines. So this is that exhaust pipe. Here also mass flow rate of water also we are going to calculating with the help of water reading. Okay. So this is that engine setup for Morse test. So now readings, how we are going to taking that readings, I shown. Once again, I will discuss this Morse test. So in this Morse test, we are going to taking readings. All cylinders are working. H1, H2 we will take. Okay. So first cylinder cut off. So what is the time taken? For 10 cc of petrol consumed. That is one column. Another column is net load. How much net load? With the help of hydraulic dynamometer, we are going to putting that load on that. Okay, what we seen. And the speed we are going to noting. And at the same time T1, T2, T3 temperatures. What I shown. Sorry. So another one is that first cylinder cutoff, H1 reading is 22, what I taken in that lab, 22, this H2 minus 22, and then time taken is, first one is 24, net load 8 kg, speed RPM 827, and T1 temperature is at the time 52, T2 is 34, T3 is 291. So second cylinder cutoff remaining all are working, means first, third, fourth is working, that means. So 22 time taken for 10 cc, means see that, you see that these readings, whenever all cylinders are working, time taken is 26. Same load is same. We are not changed anything. Load is same. So at that time, second cylinder is 22, 8 kg. Speed, it is reduced. See that here is 827, we got it. Here is 794. So varying of why this variation is occurred means, so brake power, generation of brake power inside of the cylinder is different. So 51 temperature, 33 T2, 272. Next, third cylinder cutoff, remaining all the working. 22 minus 22, H1, H2. Time taken is 19, 18. So speed 891. Okay, 819, sorry, 819 RPM, 51, 34, 268. So third cylinder, fourth cylinder, 22, 22 minus 22, 18 time taken, 8 kg same load I kept, speed RPM 792, 50. Okay, next 34, 262 temperature. Which is, how you are going to saying about 50, 34, 262? Means over there knob is there. Over there knob, what is that temperatures? T1 is water inlet temperature, 50 degrees centigrade. T2 is water outlet temperature. Already I told. Again, once again I am remembering. What is T3? See, from starting onwards, 296, 291, 272, 268, 262. Means it is slowly, it is means about 200, near about 250 degrees centigrade above is there. Which temperature? You can blindly you can say that petrol engine, 4-stroke to 4-stroke 4-cylinder water cooled petrol engine, petrol engine exhaust temperature is, we can say that by seeing of these values, this is that exhaust temperature. Okay, this is that. So after that we can go for readings. So finally what we can say that in these experiments, after conducting of most test, has we can perform on that 4-stroke multi-cylinder, and we have to draw that frictional horsepower. How that frictional horsepower is there in x and y axis, it will come to the opposite axis. So that is minus. Always frictional horsepower means it is going to be consuming the power. So that graph you have to draw it, you have to plot it. Thank you.